of stressed out. Sorry, I have no voice today. I don't know why. I just woke up with like one tiny little glob. And I didn't know, like right on your voice box. I didn't know until I tried to wake Sebastian up and couldn't talk. He was not happy again when he woke up, but we got him moving a little bit quicker. And I just went ahead and cooked him like a scrambled egg and bacon. So it's a little late, 6:46. And yeah, he's in a much better state than yesterday, this time when I was on the phone with him trying to reassure him that it's okay. But I'm gonna go in. I haven't eaten. I don't know if I'll regret that, but I didn't have time. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. All right, looking a lot less cute than I did earlier, but I just had a bath. It's actually time for me to start. Sebastian's reading and stuff, but I'm gonna update you first. He's happily watching videos, so we'll give him that little bit of time. Let me hydrate real quick. Okay, it was a good day. I mean, there's some things that weren't great, like Jax didn't end up going to school, wasn't feeling well. I was already at work, so I just had to quickly put in the notice to the school, and it is what it is. But I think everything else was good. So we are only scheduled to have 2 kids on Thursdays right now. We're going to bump that up to 3 when we make one of our students 5 days a week instead of 3. And one of those 2 has been out all week, and it turned out she was out again. It was my turn to wait to not to do the car riders, and we didn't have any car riders today. So I was waiting where we pick up the car riders, which happens to be the cafeteria. And if I got a message that she was here, I was going to go buy her breakfast and meet them in the classroom. One of the TAs from a different class also asked if I could get one of her students so she could take 2, because she was down 1 person in her room. So I was waiting for that student. He didn't end up showing up till later, so I just waited there the whole time. But then, yeah, our student didn't show up, so we were 2 on 1 with our newest student, who really can't, he's not available for learning. He doesn't attend to us. That's all verbiage that we use, meaning he will not focus on us. He won't participate unless we are doing one-on-one, hand over hand. Here's the glue stick. We're gonna go like this. He might like do a stroke or 2 on his own, or sticks a piece of paper on his own, but he'll do like 1 or 2 papers and then he wants to get up and go somewhere else. But yeah, pretty much just That's his only communication, nodding no. We had such a good day. We had such a good day. We were mostly taking turns one-on-one. I was out for about 15 minutes in the morning. I'll tell you about that later. But we were taking turns, and at times we were both working together. We were both trying things. I'll tell you about the things I tried. I know he loves animals, and he has never played with these like realistic animal figurines we have, because we have it over in the teacher area. But I went through and I chose some like zoo animals, about I think like 7 or 8 of them, and I just put them out on our little train table, and it didn't take long for him to notice them. He came over and he was like exploring each one, and I started out just like saying the animal names and signing them. I had to look up a couple because I didn't know what hippopotamus is. Two of these hands, one is like that, one's like that, and it's like you're making a mouth with the tusks. And my teacher, while I was out for those 15 minutes, she had started a little game where she would hold one of the items that he wanted to put down on the floor in a line, and she would keep it and say please. And she had shown him how to say please. He was doing it like this, and she would say, no, say please, and you can have it. And so he was starting to say please, and so I started working on him with the animals, and I was like, oh, my turn. Not like I didn't want to be like, no, you can't have this. So I was saying, oh, it's my turn. And then he would go like this, and I'm like, oh, you said please. And there was a couple times where it got to the point where I didn't have to say please and then give it to him. He was just like doing it, and we're like, yes. We're so excited. And I was really starting to use the signs. Like there's rhino, because I pulled out a rhino later. I added a couple more animals, and I would do it on his face. I took his hand and put it, and he actually like signed rhino when he wanted the rhino from me. And then once he got it, he started walking across. He has a little paper clock he likes, so he'd occasionally go over to the clock and change the hour and come back with one of the animals. He had the rhino, and he was signing rhino on the rhino's nose. We're like, yes. And so at that point, my teacher's like, I'm going to get our classroom AAC, like an iPad with a communication device. If you've ever seen them, they have like little squares with pictures and words, and it will speak it out loud, and that is the kid's voice. So we were trying to get him one. Spoiler alert, they had the meeting. He was approved for one. He might even get it tomorrow. But he's not been available for that, meaning no interest when the speech therapist would introduce it. But she put it in front of him, and she found where their zoo section was. And it had a lot of the animals that we had. It had most of them, and then I had a few random ones like a dingo. I had to look up what dingo is in sign language. Unfortunately, it's just dingo. You spell it, so I'm like why dingo? There was maybe 10 animals total, and dingo was one of them. So we didn't have all the animal figurines. I added a couple more there. We did have something that looked like a dingo. It might have been a hyena, but he was happy and matched the picture. So I started taking, I take the giraffe. You're not supposed to put a child's finger on the device because they need to motor plan. They need to think about, I want to say this word, so my hand needs to go there, and that's how I say it. Instead of my mouth needs to move a certain way to say this, my hand needs to move a certain way to say this. So that's motor planning, and it's not encouraged to take their finger and place it on it. So I would take the giraffe and I would tap it on the giraffe. And then I took the elephant and I tapped it on the elephant. After that, he just picked up the zebra and he tapped it on the zebra, and the rhino, and tapped it on the rhino. And right then speech came in, and he was doing that, and she just ran with it, and he was doing so good. We are so proud of him. And the fact that he was 2-1, we were able to get him through the schedule a little closer to how it should have been. and actually stay for the 5-minute goal at activities, some better than others. And he did like come and go a little bit, but it was just really a good day, and he was a lot more engaged, and he was happy, and there was less frustration. He really needs an environment like that, and as much as I love him, and I would be so sad if he switches, you want the kid to thrive, and he was thriving today, but it's not going to be like that. We're going to have like 4 tomorrow if everybody's there. But that was good. So when in the morning at like 7:45, there was a special event, all the special education programs besides ECSE, just because it's too overwhelming for our morning kids, and a couple kids in some of the odd classes that it was too overwhelming. But they were all decorating balloons. It's like a kind of a large size balloon on a stick, and they'd put like paper to make into a minion or a robot or whatnot. And they did a parade through the school. All the classes came out and sat along the walls to cheer for them. So I wasn't thinking that I could participate because we were going to have our 2 students at the time and be in class, but we only had 1. So I was like, hey, I'm going to jump out and see if they need help. And I got to escort one of our wonderful 3rd graders. I love him, and he had a robot balloon, so I was keeping him on track and holding his balloon up. The school's kind of round with little jutting off hallways. I didn't know the course ahead of time, so I was following 2 of the students, and they hit a dead end. I'm like, oh Lord, we all have to turn around in this tight little corridor that's like lined with classes. And my little friend did not like that. He did not want to turn around. I don't know if he thought it was like over and he didn't want it to be over, or if it was too overwhelming. It could have been all of that. But it took a few of us, and ultimately one of his TAs caught up, and she was holding like a bin of alphabet letters that he does enjoy, and she's like, oh look, I have the letters, and that got him turning. And then once he was moving again, he was totally good, and oh, so proud of the little man. And it was really, really fun, and all the teachers were filming it, and all the kids were cheering and calling out each of the balloons as they recognized what they were. I was with the robot, and just made my heart happy. The whole day made my heart happy, and just reinforces that I love special education, as I knew I would. But that is my very long update. After work, because Jack stayed home, I was able to go to the thrift store, got a few things. I got a Christmas sweater. Here's a picture. And I got a hoodie. I think it's Eddie Bauer. I just like the purple tie. I have it here because I just washed it, and I'm going to try it on before bed. Sebastian got an Adidas zip up and some pajama pants. We got a bunch of books, half for him and half for me. I got a basket. He got 2 Hot Wheels. I think that's it. Yeah, it was one bag of clothes and then that basket that was full of books. Oh, he got an Uno game that's like battery. I thought it was a card shuffler, but it like spits out cards, so we need to figure out. It's like Uno Attack. We need to see what that is. But yeah, after that, Danny went out and I cooked fried rice after trying to find some yarn for my PM teacher's baby blanket, and I'm really frustrated because the colors I want are not available, so I might have to sit on that and see if they pop up around Thanksgiving. But yeah, then bath, and I talked to my aunt while I was in the bath because she called, and now it's bedtime, so I'm running behind. I just talked to you for way too long, so I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for listening about my day. I wish I could show you videos of all this. Obviously I can, but oh, it made my heart so happy. Okay, good night, stay safe, be kind, and don't forget, wash your hands.